Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to...
Hey, isn't that Vidoc over there? Huh.
Ah, seeing you at this time must be impressed.
So, now can you tell...
If that's
Huh? What are you...
Leonid and those other pesky broke urchins have all gone to work in the production.
We get it, just
So, you know those pipes that make strange sound?
something even more...
A group.
Cannibals? In the Fortress of Merip?
Every month, they meet a few times in the dead of night. Rumor has it, but since they have no...
Paimon...
I've got things to do too.
Traveler, can we just trust him on... Oh, so that's how you see... When will all this see... Vidoc isn't here.
What?
What are you talking about? Just stay.
Their attitude sure is suspicious. Like they're trying to avoid us. But if they're being so... Oh, this is all getting... So you mean we... Hello, Fielding.
What do you want?
We just want to ask you a simple... Have you ever discovered anything odd during your nighttime patrols?
Why are you asking about something like that? Whatever happens at night isn't your concern. All you need to worry about is getting... Really? And now that you mention it, I recall my colleagues talking about something like that before. They say that strange things tend to happen at night on...
So, what happens at night on pipe cleaning days?
They just conduct regular cleaning of the fortress's drainage facilities. There are 3 pipe cleaning days per month. And it just so happens that
Oh, okay. Then we'll keep both ears out.
If that's all, then I'll be leaving now. I advise you not to try anything fun.
Don't worry, we don't want any time added to our sentences. Oh, he left. So what do you think about the pipe cleaning days Right, both are a past... I knew you would say that. Alright, sounds like we'll be up on... I'm so tired. But we can't sleep yet. They'll be cleaning the pipes tonight, so it's the perfect chance for us to investigate. Huh? Traveler? Did you fall asleep already? Traveler, come on, wake up! Oh, it looks like you were just peacefully sleeping to Paimon. Well, what did you see this time? Really? So we're finally starting to figure out what actually happened! Okay, well... This should be the place.
What? I know you.
Huh. You've got guts showing up here.
You'd better leave now. Ain't nobody coming here to save you.
What'd you say? Yeah, so what if they were?
Hey, what's the point of all those rumors anyway? What exactly are you trying to do?
I don't have to tell you anything. If you turn around, go back to the dormitories and act like you never saw anything, then I'll pretend that you never showed up here.
Yeah, scram. Nothing worth seeing here. Huh? What did you say?
Isn't that exactly what Boss said when he left?
Hey, do you know our boss? Whoa. We had no idea our boss was such a big deal. He always kept us like. So, did he have you?
Oh, so you're your child's crew here? Seems like he.
We're the only ones who heard him say those words when he left that night. So, unless he somehow told you those exact. All right.
Wow, those dreams of yours sure come in handy.
We gave him the business for a while and would always give him a hard time when he first came to the fortress of Maripede. But here in the fortress, the strong will always earn respect. He was working the longest hours and you could always see how amazing he was, even when he was teaching us a lesson. So eventually, we all decided to follow him.
But one day, he suddenly told us that he had to find a way to escape this place, no matter the cost. He said it was because he heard that call again. And as his crew, if the boss wants something, then it's our job. So, we got to work and used the hidden rules that were here to make up and spread the rumor about the cannibal rule. We just wanted to give him a better chance of escaping on a night after the pipes had been cleaned.
Oh, thanks to your rumor, nobody would want to come anywhere near here, prisoner or guard. Wow. But hasn't Child already escaped? Why are you all still coming here after pipe cleaning?
Because as far as we know, the pipe he went into isn't actually an exit. It should be a dead end. It leads to an abandoned factory area, and even if there were a way to escape from there into the sea, we're still way too deep. No one could ever reach the surface alive. But Boss still insisted on going in. It's like he was obsessed about it. So we told him that we'd pretend as if he never existed while he was gone. And that if he wanted to come back, he should wait for nighttime on a pipe cleaning day. That way...
So you come and wait here through the night a few times a month just because of that promise?
Yeah, but it's been so long now. We already know in our hearts that he must have managed to escape some.
Is it also
Nothing could ever defeat Boss or slow him down.
Okay. Paimon was just brainstorming possibilities.
All right. Keep quiet and follow us.
The way up from here has been sealed off. It's impossible. Boss left by going down from here. It wasn't full of water at the time. Later, we came back hoping to have a look. That it's impossible to...
Do you think Child...
Not likely. We all know that Boss was an...
Really? Then have him come investigate. Pronto. Just...
It's getting late.
Yeah, we learned a lot about what happened to Child here. Let's get going. We finally learned some key information. Seems all of our investigative... When you said you knew a diver, you were talking about Why is Child fortunately, though? It seems like it's on now that we can finally relax. It's morning already? Paimon still needs more sleep. Huh? Wait, look over there. It's one of Linny's cards. Let Paimon see what's written on it. Maybe you haven't heard, but today is the monthly free day. Everyone has the day off today, which makes it the perfect... It's been a while since we last talked. Have you been making any progress lately? Let's meet at... Ooh, today's our lucky day. We have the day off. From the sound of it, Lenny's been making progress with his investigation.
that?
Look, there are some people talking over there. Let's listen in on the...
If you ask me, those pompous parasites on the surface act like they're all a bunch of aristocrats.
Hey, speak for yourself.
Oh, you think you're special or something? If you're here, then you're just a convict like the rest of us. I've heard that even if you're... Hey, how cool would...
What kind of filthy bilge? Listen, things ain't so great. Who wants to live in the ruddy?
And what makes you think they want...
Whoa. Sounds like they're really unhappy. Speaking of which, Paimon never heard it. That's true.
Hip!
There's a group of people over there. Let's go listen.
So I said, that's not a faucet. Hey, who are you two? Why'd you come over all of a sudden?
Oh, sorry for eavesdropping. Sounds like you were...
What's the matter? Now just...
Hey, don't pretend like it's okay for them to just interrupt us like that. Yeah, fine. Your expressions tell me you're looking to hear some
Really? Are we that famous?
You're kidding. How often does anyone get a personal
Уже
tour
просто
led by-
поздно. Я не хочу вести диалоги.
You're...
Я пипец устал за сегодня. У меня просто болят руки, болят ноги и болела голова.
You don't get it. Whoa,
Я
all this
выспался, так
info's
что, наверное, что-то смогу сделать. Да. Так что, удачи, наверное.
That meal we had yesterday was...
Is that so? To tell you the truth,
Oh, so you're...
you are correct. Since you like my cooking. Listen, kids. You've already met the one person here you should never...
Those who have the Duke's attention get all...
I know who you mean.
But did you...
I don't care if he was... Speaking of which, the...
You mean he...
But that Lord Vian's also...
Wait a second.
Do you think it could have...
After all... Hip. Hup.
Hey, you over there? Yeah, you. Say, do you like playing card games? You know, like Genius Invocation TCG?
You TCG players are like mint in the wild. Literally sprouting up everywhere.
Hey, come on now. What's wrong? All right. No prep.
But why would you be looking for people to play Genius Invocation in a place like this? Don't people usually come here to fight?
Whether you're throwing down cards or throwing punches, it's all a competition, isn't it? There are lots of card players here in the fortress. When I saw you, I immediately thought, sure.
Great! Since you've been here longer than us, you need to flex your seniority a little bit, right? Maybe you could start by telling us new...
I thought you would have...
Why don't you pick...
All right. Have you heard any Then did you know that... Yeah, so you've already met those two. They're quite a pair. They always keep... I heard that they used to be a chef and a bartender before they were sent down here. You know how bartenders are.
Good to know. Do you have anything...
Let me think. Sounds like you want to hear something a little more... Oh, did you know that the Duke was also a convict in the Fortress of
Huh? Wait, are you...
That's right. The Duke was an inmate just like you and me. Seems he was exiled here for committing some crime. Who knows how he ended up rising up to become the warden, though. To go from an ordinary inmate to becoming the manager of the whole place? A forbidden zone? Sounds like something that someone just made up.
It's just a rumor we've been hearing.
Anything else? Not that I can...
Okay, we've talked to just about everyone, and it's about time for us to go meet Linny. According to the card he left us, we should go meet him in the production zone.
I wonder what my dear sister Lynette is doing right now. Missing me to death, I'm sure. And now I'll make it all disappear. Just kidding. This'll go into my magic pocket.
He rules by heart.
Huh? That look in your eyes. You found...
Hey, this is no time to be modest. Just tell him we found a boatload of information.
Oh, as expected of the legendary duo, you have my full and undivided attention. Huh. I'd have never guessed that myself. The rumors swirling about this place are unreliable after all. He is a harbinger after all. I suppose he's much more resourceful than I initially gave him credit for. Unfortunately, this isn't enough for our final report to Father. We need to find out Master Child's exact whereabouts. Father told me that even though
His escape route is already flooded, so we'll have to task someone with professional diving skills to chase after him.
Well, when you put it that way, it's obvious that only Fremine would be up to the task.
Bingo! Is he around?
He's working today. Coming here as a group would have attracted too much. It's the least I can do. We're all in this together, so honestly, I'm far more impressed by...
Collecting information is...
Now, let me think. And if he's to do that, he'll have to set out on the next pipe cleaning day at the...
You can even ask...
We've been working together for... Traveler, what say you to meeting... Oh, and there's... Though we can just sit... Fremine's no...
What do you want us to do?
Well, I won't... Listen carefully. You've mentioned investigate the internal structure, but also there's no need to... my...
But that's not a bad thing, right? All right.
Let's go our separate ways.
Hey, stay here for now. Paimon will take a peek. There seem to be several people.
Right. I feel like it's not impossible.
It's a bit hard to understand them from here, so why don't we just try to talk to them in person? Someone! Please help! He's sick!
Whoa, are you okay?
Oh my! What's wrong, little one? There's no need to panic. Take a deep breath before you begin. The traveler started complaining of a stomachache, and then nausea, and then collapsed onto the ground. Paimon doesn't know freezing limbs, twitching fingers, and pale complexion. Could it be poison? Let me take a look. Please lie down over here. Don't worry, I'll get you to the bed safely. Here, hold on to my shoulder and walk slowly. You can do it, Traveler! Don't apologize. You're sick after all. Now, please relax. I'm just going to do a preliminary checkup on you. My checkup has confirmed that he's not in any mortal danger. That's our worst... Oh, that's good. I'll continue my diagnosis of the patient now. Please, relax and take it. Don't sense serious damage to your organs. And here? Huh? But based on my initial checkup, there shouldn't be a problem here. What about here? Does the... I think you just ate something that disagreed with you. That's all. Nothing too serious. Outside... So that's what it is. Thank goodness... And there have been other inmates complaining about the food recently. I'll inform our head chef, Mr. Woolsey, of this problem. Congratulations! The health risk is incredible. Miss Levine, I'll have to trouble you to help me look after this new patient.
Very well.
And she hopped away, just like that.
Hello. So how are you feeling now?
His stomach aches really bad. He was stumbling about the whole way here.
If Miss Sijuin says it's not a serious problem, then there's no need to worry. She's the—
But it also looks like—
well...
What do you mean, that's true? That's really misrepresenting the situation. Of course I can't speak for the whole fortress, but though they may have committed—
Yeah.
That's correct. Sorry, I got—
Are you two—
We've been sick a while. I come back every...
Please watch your mouth, Mr. Jurrier.
Hey, don't start arguing now! Please, keep it— Hey! There's no need to fight! Everyone will be released someday, so they're—
Release. It's way too early for us to even think about that. And who the heck knows if we'd even...
Please allow me to end this boring and useless conversation.
And same to you, Miss Lorvine. Anyway, that was more than enough rest for me, so I'm going to get out of this excessively noisy place.
He just slowly walked off? Like that?
That's just what he's like. I'm sorry you had to see all of that. I'm Lorvine.
You?
I'll accompany you two for a while. No, it's not—
I'm back! Did you rest like you promised?
Thank you for getting our medicine, Miss Sijuin.
Did you all cooperate with your bed rest? I trust that nobody got up to walk around. Good. Here, this should be 2 days' worth of medicine for you. Take... Miss Levine, I left in a bit of a hurry just now. Do you still remember if we discussed the color of the pill that you should be taking?
I remember.
Yellow, huh?
All right, then I'll also be on my way now. I hope you feel better soon.
See ya! I'm going to fill out your medical record now. You're widely known as the Traveler, right? I just want to double-check a few details. Those two made quite the commotion just now, so why don't we let the Traveler rest? Paimon can answer the questions and... So his primary symptoms are abdominal pain with secondary symptoms... Yep, alright then. Is there anything we should know besides to take the meds? No, his base constitution is quite good, so I'm sure he'll recover quite quickly after... Got it! Oh, you're going to take a nap already? We've been to lots of places together. He may look a bit under the weather now, but he's actually... So you're the best of companions. Well, don't worry. You're awake. How do you feel? You slept for a really long time, but well, now you can go back without a worry in the world. Remember to take your meds regularly. Thank you, Miss Sijuin! really are something. To be able to fall asleep like that and even sleep talk the entire time, you scared Paimon half to death! No, but you kept mumbling things along the lines of, Pyron, go take my grilled fish and put down the Adeptus Tim. Paimon talked with Sijwin the entire time you were asleep. She seems like she's just a sincere nurse, and Paimon didn't notice anything unusual in the room. Whoa! You really are super thorough. All those... Today's the day! Let's go meet up with Linny! Oh!
Hmm? Did you two run into any trouble over the past few days?
No, we just worked our shifts according to the schedule. Nothing weird happened.
That's good. That means you didn't raise any suspicions when you We've taken a look at the slip you've sent. Fremine successfully left the grounds via the pipes 2 days ago. And as of last night, Lynette has also
Wait, why is she getting involved as well?
You already went above and beyond when you scoped out the infirmary. To put it more bluntly, even if infiltrating a guarded stronghold is a different kind of job from a one-off investigation, we want to have... Lynette also felt like you have already taken the first step for us, so she should be the one to finish the job.
So that's what Lynette thinks. Oh, Paimon...
You've mentioned...
Well,
Since I see you, glad to hear it. Then, let's go check on Lynette before
Is now really a...
According to my observations, see, also, I'm her brother...
Okay, then let's head over, right?
Lynette should be here right now. Huh. Strange.
As expected, Sijwin isn't here, but why isn't Lynette
No, Lynette rarely deviates from the plan. We agreed that if she were to make changes on the fly, she'd find a way to let me know. Unless...
Let's see if there are any clues around here. We can look while we wait for...
Okay. None of the beds have any signs of having been slept in. Except that one over there.
That's the one Lynette must have used, right? You said she was pretending to be sick.
She would have said her migraine was having a particularly bad flare-up. Which means either the head nurse didn't return the entire time from when Lynette laid down up until she left the bed.
There are some books here, and... These sure are some interesting books. Who knew she even has books on understanding people's motivations and feelings. Ah, this is it! We saw it!
Wait, this thing? It doesn't... The space behind it is empty. From its size, I don't think it's an entrance that is meant to be taken apart. Could Lynette have tried to get inside? Let's look around here for some more clues.
Hey, you guys, there's a slip of paper.
A slip of paper?
It's right over here, and there's a bunch written on it too. It reads, out of respect for your usual practices, I'll use a piece of paper or card as the medium to pass on my message. You may consider...
This is...
Is that all? The back.
Show me, now!
That look on your face. Paimon's would you care to guess where Miss Lynette of the Fatui... No. Could she have... Is she a...
Wriothesley. Did he deliberately leave the infirmary unguarded to use it as bait?
Wait, you mean he was aware of our...
Yes, that is a crucial question. Wriothesley, you're not from the same camp as us. You were sent down here by Nervulet, so you have no conflict of interest with Wriothesley. I'd like to know that too. Why did he only go after her? Don't panic, just think everything... Wait, you're right. The fact that Fremine...
What does he gain by letting Fremen...
So he's If Wriothesley let him leave on purpose, then he's probably in a...
Lenny's getting more and more panicked. We have to calm... Don't be like this, Lenny. Fremine wouldn't...
No. I'm the... I'll...
Hey, don't be reckless! Traveler, please...
I simply cannot allow Lynette... I have to go.
He's rushed out the door! After him!
Right. I feel like we still have some room to make changes.
It's not impossible, but it'll require extensive testing.
Is that so? Very well. Huh?
Is someone?
Pack everything up. Whoever's outside is eavesdropping. They'll probably come in once we... Someone! Please help!
Whoa! Are you okay?
These two. As expected, they've already found this place. Oh, they are quite sharp. What a delightful turn of events. I like smart people, but I also like playing dumb. Oh my! What's wrong, little one? Being able to read human expressions is quite the use... Lenny! Wait! It's no use. We have to catch up to him. He's already out of sight. How is he so fast? Let's go head him off at Wriothesley's office.
Come out and face me, Wriothesley!
Aren't we at an administrative office space? Why don't you at least try to follow even a couple rules from the fortress's indoor management?
What did you do to my sister?
I ran into the young miss at the infirmary. I'd heard that she was suffering from quite the migraine, so I decided to invite her over for a cup of tea. I do have some teas in my collection that can work wonders against such an illness.
Stop joking around! Where did you take my siblings?
I have also heard that your performances are quite the spectacle. Miss Lynette would sometimes enter a box filled with water, only to emerge the next second. Maybe she'll appear behind you right now if you were to turn your head.
Is he trying to trick me into turning my head? No, he's probably... You knew we were investigating the infirmary from the start. As for Fremine...
There was no need to do so.
You removed our original members and spread the news of Child's escape so Father would assign...
One correction. Lynette is...
He's not.
Lenny!
Oh, wonderful. Everyone is here, so I'll only need to say this once. Eager and to the point, I see. Alas, only Miss Lynette is currently having a cup of the fortress's finest tea. Although, as per your original plan, Mr. Fremine should also have returned to the fortress by now. But he has neither shown up within my gates, nor...
Wait, you locked him outside in the sea?
I closed the fortress's gate to the outside world.
Fremene's a star diver, so he should be fine, right?
No, we're still here, so he'd definitely try to find a way to come back for us. So we can't assume he might have made a break for the surface.
But why would I do this, you may be asking? To have an audience with you, of course. Besides, I do recall...
So...
Some of my folks I was willing to play dumb and turn a blind eye, so we had a Mr. Linney, the cards are stacked against you right now. Miss Lynette is in... You need do but one thing to guarantee their safety. I would like you to contact your...
You want to see Father? But why should she bother giving you an audience?
Well, if she cares for the well-being of her dearest children, she should... I've heard that the bonds between the members...
Why did you think Father sent us to...
Oh, I see. So it's because she doesn't care for my place here. That's such a shame. After all, I've amassed quite...
Was this the extent of your...
You people really are difficult to get along. Mr. Linney.
Linney!
Instead of asking why I'm doing this, why don't you try to see things from my perspective for a second? From the very beginning, the Fatui has... I gave you a warning by cutting off the first few operatives I found, but that only caused you to double down. Had you given up on the fortress then and there, I'd have no reason to want to talk. Mr. Fremene left the...
I shouldn't ask Father to do anything because of us.
6.
Wait,
2. Time's up. It really is a shame, Mr. Linney.
Risley!
Negotiations have broken down. Please leave, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for my afternoon tea.
Yeah, listen to the trap.
You do realize that I'm only letting you go because of Neuvillette, yes? You're here helping him out, and I've already... But that doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want. Then how about this? Those who are capable deserve respect. You've spent quite some time, and I'll ask you 3 questions. Answer all of them correctly, and question 1. Regarding the hidden rules of the production zone, what is the truth behind the...
We often see Miss Sijwin observing the prisoners at... According to Collins, the Pancration tournament... The research notes said that the Melazine race perceives the world... Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpacked... I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. But what could see... The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupon. We often see Miss Sijwin observing the prisoners at work near the production zone. Fonta's internal report suggests... According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta company sponsored it. The company must want a return on their investment as well. The research notes said that the Melazine race perceives the world very differently from humans. As a result, the Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile, the Duke believes that only idiots who don't understand the value of coupons will spend them on Fonta. I've been told that the infirmary is always empty. The research notes said that the Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. According to Collins, the The research notes said that the Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value. I've been told that the infirmary is...
Ah, so that's what's going on. The hidden rule of the production zone. People are not supposed to work 3 days. At first we thought this strange meat must have something to do with the people. She often visits the production zone to observe the workers' health and makes a note of anyone who has worn themselves out after 3 full... Out of her sense of duty as the head nurse, as well as her genuine concern for the workers' health, Sigewin visits the Sigewin has only the best intentions with her surprise gift, and doesn't... Unfortunately, Melusines as a race perceive the world differently from humans, and their sense of... The recipients of her lovingly prepared special meals cannot taste the... Are we on the right track?
Not bad. You've uncovered Sigewin's secret and even guessed her intentions correctly as well. It's nice to know that her effort... Alright, now for my next... There are also some hidden rules in the Pancration Ring, including the one that you're not allowed to support both sides of a fight.
According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took... The research notes said that According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta company sponsored it. Fonta's internal report suggests that there's... The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. We often see Miss Sigewin. I've been told that the infirmary... The research notes said that the According to Collins... Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new... The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't...
Paimon gets this rule too now, so there really was nothing to be afraid of. That hidden rule of the Pancration Ring is about how, people are not supposed to bet on both boxers at the same time. People get scared when they see it because they've subconsciously begun to associate it with the missing boxer. But really, it's just a bottle of the latest yet-to-be-named and packaged new Fonta a blood-red drink. It's no wonder even Fonta's own staff were questioning the company's decision-making. The company, facing backlash from its own staff, decided to try to trial the product on a smaller scale to see how it might be received by customers. They came to the Fortress of Meropide and offered to sponsor the Pancration tournament so they could push their new product. But the Duke completely refused to even entertain the idea. The Duke, knowing how valuable coupons are in the fortress, knew that only total idiots who didn't understand their true value. And so, only those who proved their stupidity by being dumb...
I acknowledge the effort you've put into bringing the truth of this mystery to light. Although, based on your description, that Fonta promoter is a bit too careless with his words, I may just reconsider my collaboration with the company. Alright, and here's the final question. What's the secret behind our head nurse and all of her patients in the infirmary?
Stop your cruel and pointless games, Risley! You know that we haven't finished our investigation, so there's no way we can answer the last question. The thought of you'll pay for this! Ah!
Lenny, are you alright?
Oh, close one. I owe you, Sigeween.
It was nothing, Your Grace. Sigeween? Though this gun may look like a toy, it's actually fully functional, as I just demonstrated.
Sigeween.
Not at all. I am merely a resident of the fortress, and thus protecting it is my duty. When Monsieur Nervulet asked me to come here, he told me that my job would be to take care of the well-being of everyone here. I am merely But if you mean what you just said, then isn't Linny someone you should be looking after as well? But I really am just doing what Monsieur Nervulet told me to. His Grace knows it too.
My dear Sigeween, whatever shall I do with you?
Well, it's nearly time after all. The way you do things can be truly frustrating sometimes, Your Grace. I figured I should try to talk some sense into you. What are you talking about? What time?
Take me if you want. Let them go.
How touching. Can you just give me one more minute?
Don't be like that, Your Grace.
All right, everyone, calm down. 2 more. I'll go get a cup of tea. Miss Sigeween, I leave Miss Lynette in your care.
You...
I believe I hear footsteps.
Some space, please.
Ah, Miss Clarande.
Freminet.
What's going on? What is Clarande doing here?
Work.
I'm sorry about shooting you, Mr. Linny. The tranquilizing effect will begin to wear off soon. Please take it easy in the meantime, though.
What happened to Freminet? Wasn't he diving just outside of the fortress? Why is he looking like...
A flushed face, an accelerated pulse. He must have consumed primordial... Please, make some space. I'll need to give Mr. Freminet a more thorough checkup.
I'll talk to Clarande while you get Freminet to where he needs to be.
How is he?
These symptoms are probably caused by an acute ingestion of a large amount of primordial seawater. Of course, sorry.
Why would he ingest a large amount of primordial seawater after leaving the fortress? How could that possibly happen?
Please, look after Mr. Freminet for the moment. I'll go fetch some medicine and a respirator.
Where is she?
Oh, she just took a nap in an empty room after I tranquilized her. If my calculations are correct, she should...
What's that look on your face? I thought I made good time on the way back.
Oh, I'm just admiring your punctuality. Had you arrived just a few minutes later, Sigeween may have been forced to shoot Mr. Linny again. How's the situation out there?
The water has changed. It's pretty much as expected. The concentration of primordial seawater has increased. I was only out there a short time, so it wasn't too bad.
Where was he when...
The abandoned zone.
Closer than I thought.
Locking the door was necessary.
Well, I did try to...
It would probably work.
Want some tea?
Not...
Fine,
Might as well.
Linny, are you okay?
I'll be fine. They're all here now. Don't worry about me.
Are you sure? You don't...
My hands and feet are still a bit weak, but that's probably just the residual.
I'm back, everyone.
Lenny! Oh, Freminet?
He'll be fine. But for now...
His breathing's beginning to slow down.
Give me a hand and help me get him to the infirmary.
Yeah, I'll take him from this side.
On it.
Traveler, you seem pretty worried about him. The Duke and Clarande are gone. They probably went to get some tea. The Duke will explain the truth in just a bit. Miss Clarande will need a break, since she only just returned.
He's awake.
Lenny.
We're all here.
The infirmary. How do you feel?
Traveler. Paimon. It's been so long. The sea. There's something wrong with the seawater.
Shh, it's okay. We can talk.
No, listen to me. This is really serious. There's primordial seawater mixed into the regular seawater. I don't know why it's there, but no— Pipes. Right, the pipes. It's all coming back to me now. I'm in. Where could Master Child be? This mechanism looks like it's been tampered with. Could he have done it? It's getting stuck on something. Seems like I'll have to avoid those obstacles while I turn it. This is where the water starts. Master Child probably dived into the water. The vegetation here is a bit more sparse. These traces aren't natural. A person must have left them, and recently. There are traces here too. I need to keep going. Huh? The traces are gone. But I don't see where he could have gone from here. Wait. What the? My heart is racing, and it's getting harder and harder to breathe. What's... No good. I have to get back. They still don't know anything about what's going on. If I turn back right now, I should still be able to make it. I can't die here. This... I have to push on.
So, in other words, the trail you were following vanished, and you had no idea where Master Child could have gone. But
that's right. I tried my best to swim back, but I had already put some distance between myself and the fortress, and I just couldn't find the strength to keep...
Miss Clarande brought you back, but we also don't know why she just suddenly appeared at the fortress, or why she went out to save you.
Miss Clarande, you say? I must go thank her in person.
You're still too weak, Freminet. Miss Lynette is right. I believe Miss Clarande will stay here as a guest for another few days, so there's no need to hurry.
A guest? Then I can assume Risley was the one who...
You should ask His Grace about that. He'll be... Yeah, it's about time he actually told us what's going on.
No, please go on without me.
Lenny.
The logical part of my brain is aware that we're safe right now, but...
Understood. In that case, I'll leave the infirmary to you. The Traveler and I are going to head out for now.
Thank you.
Excuse me!
I take it Mr. Freminet's condition has stabilized?
Of course! I wouldn't have left the infirmary otherwise.
I've been expecting those two, but might I inquire as to the purpose of your visit, Miss Sejuane?
I wanted to check up on Miss Cloran. How are you feeling?
Mostly fine, I think.
If you don't mind, I'd like to perform another quick physical exam. It'll just take a few minutes.
All right. Thank you for looking out for me. I'll take my leave for now, then.
Well, want to explain yourself, Risley?
Of course, but I'm not partial to the word. Where should I begin? How about you start by asking me any questions you have? You can start with whichever one you'd like.
Then Paimon will begin. Did you know about Lenny's goals from the very—
No. I just knew they were Fatui operatives sent to the fortress by the Knave. As for their specific—
You managed to monitor and stay ahead of them even though you didn't know what they were trying to do?
They came here with ulterior motives. I'm quite adept. Initially, I thought their goal was just to investigate Child's disappearance. Linny suggested that I had deliberately let him escape, but in truth, I didn't really do anything special to help or hinder him while he was here. Everything he did, from finding helpers to leaving this place, he did on his own. Of course, it's inevitable that the Knave would make a big deal out of her fellow Harbinger's unexplained disappearance. I'm also quite curious about where that Harbinger went, so I figured I might as well let the Fatui do their own investigative work.
So you were hoping Lenny's group would just do your work for you!
You make it sound like that's a bad thing. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. I assume that Fremine has told you already, the ratio of primordial seawater around the fortress of Meripede is on the rise. The Forbidden Zone has always been Linny's target, and you got roped into that investigation after running into him. I began to intervene out of concern for your safety, and also to prevent the fortress from becoming entangled in more irksome matters.
Are the rumors true? That you're also a former criminal?
Now, why would you put it like that? Isn't staying here all day and serving as the manager of the fortress a kind of sentence unto itself? Another form of prison? I just happen to have some support from the rest of the inmates. That's all.
Oh, right! Paimon wanted to ask, who invited Cloran down here?
Me, of course. I paid her good mora to come down to the fortress for some field work. As a champion duelist, Miss Cloran could be considered to be an independent party. I needed to find an exceptionally capable person to help me get through the impending crisis.
And saving Fremine was part—
You can think of it like that, yes. Credit where credit is due, that's not something you should be asking after. Neuvillette only asked you to investigate Child's whereabouts. All I need to prove to you is that the Forbidden Zone had nothing to do with the Harbinger's disappearance. That should be clear now that you've spoken to Fremine.
But we've already uncovered that there's something wrong with the infirmary, and we've answered a bunch of questions that you threw at us. Isn't it about—
You make a compelling case. Do you really want to know the answer that—
Yeah, Paimon—
Even if the truth may not be pleasant? Follow me.
There's a hidden door here? And a whole basement behind it? Huh. You're pretty good at hiding stuff, Risley.
It seems you've forgotten just what kind of place the fortress— Stand on the central plate.
Wait, is there a secret mechanism or— Whoa! So, this is the Forbidden Zone? Honestly, for a place so well hidden, what a huge door!
There are 3 such isolation gates in total. Generally speaking, I'm the only one who's allowed to go inside. Hence the name. Am I correct to assume you're going to run on back and tell your little Fatui friends everything?
Well, Paimon wasn't thinking of keeping anything.
Well, I'd advise you wait until you've seen the whole truth of this place for you.
So there's a switch up.
Stand back.
Whoa! They all just went up one by one.
Go on, have a look. I've been interested in what lies beyond that gate ever since I assumed leadership of the Fortress of Meripede. Of course, it would be unwise to recklessly open it, but it'd also be risky and negligent to simply ignore any potential danger that could be behind it. The readings on that dashboard have not budged since the day when I first laid eyes on this place. But over the past year, normally I would have ignored it, but I happened to have some free time when I noticed it, so I investigate. Very reasonable guesses. I've considered both of those as well. The temperature should vary with weather and climate changes, so for something that rarely shifts, the water pressure is more likely. Later on, a few more possibilities occurred to me, such as a potential connection with the primordial sea. I began to make a few Over the past few days, the needle is...
The concentration...
And that is precisely the problem. We're at the... Yes.
But forget about the two of us. Not even Nova... Oh.
Seems like you've figured it out. I believe the primordial sea lies directly beneath this sluice gate. For some reason, the primordial seawater levels have risen significantly, and it's now very close. The indicators are now... If this continues... Soon it will no longer... Yeah, you know what the legends say. If this place falls, then everyone in Fontaine will be turned into puddles in the span of a night.
But that's just too weird! Why would the Fortress of Meripede be built right above us?
Your expression tells me you think this might be part of a vast, complicated conspiracy. To be honest, you might find the actual answer It's just that the secret of the Forbidden Zone had been long forgotten by the nation before I rediscovered it with my research. There's no single founder of the Fortress of Meripede in any traditional sense. What we know about its history has been left to us by the people. When the previous Hydro Archon, Egeria, ruled the land, all convicted criminals from Fontaine were... The criminals received no sympathy of any kind from the people. They were exiled to the desolate seaside, where they experienced only pain, struggle. Some of them began to repent, and prayed to the Hydro Archon, asking if there was still anything they could do. The Hydro Archon took pity on them, and said, "You may go guard my secret." And so, leaning on the power of the Hydro Archon, they gathered underneath this. As the number of exiles increased, more and more the Hydro Archon, and with that, the people here stopped referring to the fortress as a prison. But as time went on, people also realized that the fortress was a lonely place. Once they had finished serving their sentences, some people left and some others chose to stay. They'd find some idle position and let their withered souls fade away. After many, many centuries, few people still remember the reason for the fortress's founding. Now they just see it as an integral pillar of Fontainian society, as the place where criminals deserve. Now and again, researchers manage to break one law or another and live out their days in the fortress. I learned all this from an elderly historian.
But now you know every part of that history is...
Indeed. It's just as the prophet. To be frank, not really. But sadly, that hasn't stopped this prophecy from... Prophecies are troublesome things. Let's go somewhere else. This is it.
Your Grace, perfect timing. The results from our last round of experiments have...
Wait, Jurier, he's not alone!
Huh? Lure...
No need to panic, you two. I've already told them.
What? After you warned us not to tell a single soul
I'm skeptical as well. Are you sure they are
The results speak for themselves, don't they? These two may already know more than you could ever imagine.
All right then, if Your Grace insists.
They seem harmless enough, so I'll trust them for now.
Well, how about some reintroductions? This is Jurier, one of the highest-ranked researchers from the Fontaine Research Institute. Good. Saves me a bit of time explaining. Edwin's main areas of research were archaeum and gravimeters.
You want to blow up the...
What a lovely idea. I'm already imagining it in my head.
Gotta admit, I'm tempted as well.
Guys, focus! Focus!
That taskmaster over there is Miss Lorvine, and is also one of my technical consultants. While Jirier used to be at—
Ooh, are they together?
See, everyone keeps asking this question. Are you too sure you're not a couple and just using your work as a convenient cover?
Your Grace, I am not.
If I dated her, I'd officially be madder than Edwin.
Jeez, forget I said anything then. Follow me.
Whoa, there's another door that goes right up.
Your constant amazement makes it seem like the fortress can do anything.
But Paimon really thinks everything's super cool.
Well, let's spice it up a bit. And here you go.
What a huge shit. This is also a production zone that Paimon's never seen before. What's going on?
How much do you know about Fontanian history? Well, then maybe you haven't heard the story of ancient Lemuria. To give you a quick rundown, Fontaine used to be ruled by the Lemurian dynasty. According to legend, the Lemurian king Remus came to this land after being inspired by divine revelation and found the seer Sibila, he called his nation Lemuria and used the Fortuna to incessantly search for new—
There's a ship in this story too?
Where there's water, there'll be ships. People believe that hope can always be found at the end of a voyage.
Do you believe that too?
To a point, I think. As you've already seen, I have a whole factory's worth of labor, materials, and technology at my disposal. So the moment I began to speculate that the Primordial Sea might lie underneath the gate, I also began this project.
Were you inspired by the legendary Fortuna?
Maybe. Fontanians need something to hold on to. Were the workers to find out the truth behind this ship, riots would destroy the fortress faster than any catastrophe. As the fortress's administrator, I'd never make such a reckless call. Alright, that's enough talking for now. I'll need another 3 cups of tea to soothe my throat. Do you have any other questions? Seems like you're good. Come on. I'll leave you here for now.
Oh,
No worries. But don't forget, it's up to you whether or not you want to share what you just saw. What you do from here on out will likely affect those 3 as well.
yeah, we'll put a lot of thought into it.
Great. I look f—
Hip.
We're back!
Welcome back. Do you want a cup?
How can you be so much like Risley, always drinking tea?
Huh. Actually, now that you mention it, while I was sedated, I could still barely hear 2 people talking next to me. They were discussing everything, from the leaves to the water and even—
Must have been Risley and Seishween.
Yeah, I heard 1 male voice and 1 female, so it should have been the 2 of them.
I really can't make sense of this place.
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to learn—
Yeah, he explained everything.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations? Yeah, I took the time to rest.
Nobody else is around.
All right, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself 3. Firstly, why was Fremine affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea. My theory is, the long-lost primordial sea is probably—
Whoa, he's good.
That's our Lenny.
Secondly, Risley's attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here. He ignored us completely at first, then suddenly roadblocked us. Why? I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, he probably ignored us at first because he was hoping we could find Master Child for him. What's more, the Fortress of Meripede is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Udex Nervulet. Wriothesley is based as long as the fortress does. If I had to guess, he probably has something that he's working on himself.
You're super smart.
Thanks so much. If Wriothesley does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the changing nature of the seawater. He's even gotten Clorand. That can't be the full extent of what he's doing. There's probably a secret passageway behind the block in the infirmary, and there's something big in the fortress that most people here never get to see. I don't have enough information, so I have no idea what his chip might be. But...
The sea will engulf everyone.
Could Wriothesley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis? If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis. But...
Or perhaps he didn't know, and just wanted to bring Father over to his side? Which could be why he said he just wanted to negotiate.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. I'll figure out a way to pass this on to our father. No matter what, the two of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be if you ever need anything else going, though you may not share this.
You have my gratitude.
Thank you for protecting Linny when it really mattered. And thank you for sharing the secrets of the fortress with us.
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden? Paimon's hungry.
Oh, you...
Alright, then we'll catch you guys...
Quick! Drop the curtains.
Come on, let's go pick up ours as well. Traveler and Paimon, over here. Are you here for dinner too, Miss Sijween? Mm-hmm. And I'm taking the opportunity to prepare Miss Clorand's dinner as... Huh. You're right. She's actually... What would you like to eat? Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like. Me too! Don't forget Paimon! No problem. Just leave it... So delicious. Paimon's so happy. Paimon wants to feast like this every day. Feeling full yet? How's the food? Delicious. I'm so glad to see you all so happy. Oh, see, the expression on your face just now? The muscle here just moved, which suggests that you're feeling quite... Sijween, do you do this to help your patients or to better understand human beings? A bit of both, I suppose. I'm a Melazine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want to take good care of you. You're really good at taking care of people. Even though you're so short, you still talk. Really? You're reminded of an older sister? Oh, and what did you mean back in Wriothesley's office? When you said that you were protecting Linny and his siblings as well? Oh, that. I just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. I was getting a bit worried after hearing that something was wrong with... Thankfully, Clorand is although the path was blocked, we still stationed some guards there to stop anyone from... Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Lin... You were all super It's... Oh... Get a good night's rest. and super sleepy. Delicious. I'm on one.
Out of my way! Get out of my way! What happened? Why? No idea, but something must have happened. Stop asking!
What happened? Why is everyone running around? Hey, what are you doing?
No time to explain, mate. Goodbye.
Hey, what? What's wrong with these people? They won't even talk to
They're here! Yeah, there you are.
Oh, thank goodness.
Quisto and Lavaroon, do you know what happened here?
We came here especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong just now. Lavaroon was saying you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that? An evacuation is successful.
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that up?
Hey, shut up!
Okay, whatever. The point is, you should come with us. Yeah, he said to get...
Oh no, it can't be that thing!
Whoa, wait, what? What, hey?
We have to go find the Duke! You two just go and get out! Go on without us!
Hey, hey! Be careful!
Attention! Please evacuate upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible.
They're here.
Just like I said.
What happened?
You're just in time. But be ready to run. Three, two, one.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Then what will happen to you?
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense. The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
Neuvillette? Why are you here?
Traveler, I need you to head to the Opera House immediately. Farina will soon be meeting with the knave there. You must protect Farina. Will do. You have my sincerest...
Look! There are a ton of Fatilium Palais Mermonia people over there! The knave is probably here already. We need to hurry!
Are you two the traveler in Paimon? Monsieur Nervalet has left, though I'm sure he's already explained this should be a most...
Oh, so you two are the honored guests Miss Farina mentioned.
Of course, of course! How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my dessert table. Otherwise, the occasion would be too lonely and unbecoming.
It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, traveler. I have heard much of your accomplishments.
I've already prepared seats for you. Come, sit beside me.
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get together for tea when we had the time. See this? This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores. There are only 16 slices.
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the mark after all. I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard.
Since we're talking about him,
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Farina. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Child was subdued by Udex Nuvillette right in front of you. Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. Coming from you, that's not surprising.
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier.
Well, in any case, there's no need to worry.
Oh. And just how...
Because we found evidence that...
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
Well...
The fortress of Meripede lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim for it. Do you have any proof that he surfaced safely? Ah, that is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago, since he was unfortunately on a... Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya, your letter made me feel like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together. I'm currently admiring the scenery on the streets in front of the opera.
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the contents are accurate, it doesn't matter so much how...
Hold on.
I suppose this is also a sign of things to come, Miss Farina.
Huh? I don't quite
Have we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure.
Wow. So, what's your secret, huh? Let me guess. Nah, who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Sounds about right.
day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled, and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day! This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe. This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
All right. Seems...
Let me guess. We're safe for now.
Indeed.
I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Very well. It was indeed just as you said.
You made a bet?
We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Cloran thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now?
So what gift must the loser give? Tea?
He already has tons of tea in his office. I'm thinking about a set of legal...
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress...
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested in the legal codices.
That was obviously a joke. Anyway, you've still got some unfinished business.
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter. We all know you can't leave Palais Mermonia for long.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui Harbinger.
I must say, we've spent long enough playing Miss Farina. As the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just witnessed.
What are you trying to say?
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now as just a Fontanian. You know the prophecy by heart, and also that every part of it is being proved. Yet, here you are, relaxing, drinking tea, and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden. Do you really think that's acceptable? The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine. But you? It beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning,
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fontaine may be... Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save the...
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time. Even if you look down upon me, Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as I continue on as I am, I will...
Then I ask you, Miss Farina, just what have you been working on? Where can we see it, and what is it doing to help?
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves...
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies... Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confidential? Such as your emergency response plan for the impending
an emergency
Oh, that look in your eyes.
The emergency response plan is...
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Farina, what is the purpose of your Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal? And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
The Oratrice? It's just like it appears to be.
So you also have no eye. I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the Oratrice in the Opera House. You see, even just getting close to the core contaminated him with an extremely large amount. But even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be working on, oh great Hydro? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Nouvillette is not at the tea party with us today. Miss Farina, I suppose you must have...
Yeah, yes, that's...
Of course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Farina, you... Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left. Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra slice of cake? Those who work hard... You too, Paimon.
Thank you. Paimon will take you up on that offer. Oh, Paimon's super full. That cake was great.
If it's on my tea table, it must be of the highest quality. Yes, and we must thank the knave for bringing these.
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured at Miss Farina's table. And I was merely catering to Miss Farina's tastes. It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day?
Very well. We'll end it here.
Mind seeing me off, Traveler?
Paimon's coming to...
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, Child was just an excuse. I have no interest in your dealings with him.
That's what Paimon thought.
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings. I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get...
We've all been working very hard and have always done all...
You mean Wriothesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others, including me. By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, but what's your impression of Farina? You are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily. Allow me to share my perspective with you.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the Fortress of Meripede.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused? Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I need to meet with Farina, the Hydro Arc.
Oh? Come over here, you little critter, you! You dare to run from me? Stop right this...
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. but I didn't expect the chance to approach Farina to be handed to me on a silver platter. This is so easy. Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But it's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydronosis is not currently held. In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And
Who are you? And what are...
the fear in her pupils is genuine. So perhaps she's not bait after all. Either way, targeting her has lost all meaning. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect even Farina dares not mention. Not long after, there's no doubt that I have to find.
Yes, Father.
My dear children, please.
News from the fortress of Meripede. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the...
Probably the handiwork of that ride slip. I'm afraid this is a good opportunity. Set up a meeting for... Oh!
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappeared. The initiative. You should know the rest. Lenny's group is quite close to you, so they wouldn't have hit.
You attacked the Hydra?
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Farina... I've now had 2 chances to enjoy I am a servant of Her Majesty. Of course, but it is, however... Don't you think Fontaine is ultimately, though? One must survive in order to do anything else. You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve, and as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together someday. He certainly returned quickly. You must want to...
Neverett?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. I'm concerned that sooner or later the prophecy... Thank you for protecting Farina. To put it simply, I used my power to force back the Primordial Sea and reseal the sluice gate. So as expected, the knave has turned up the pressure on Farina. She's trying to feel her out, though I'm still unsure as to her permission granted.
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydro Archon, right? You can't tell us? Then that's okay. We can talk about something.
If by the phrase, you guys, you are referring... I believe so. And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I'm more...
Huh?
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
Oh? And what are you thinking? The dragon of... huh?
Please do not be so surprised.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the dragon sovereign of water, right?
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep this a secret.
Right, of course. Well, there's still something behind...
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the dragon sovereign of water, and you were able to force back the primordial sea, then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve...
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possessed. They say that when the first usurper arrived...
There are 7 elements...
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished. In any case, I believe given the status quo, however...
Oh, So even you?
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions,
Please go right ahead. We'll see you another time.
take care.
Now guess, what suit will this next...
A bare teeth cat.
Well, well, look who it is.
Traveler, Paimon.
Looks like you're recovering nicely from an A.
Oh, right.
Whoa, how did you...
She didn't want to stress you out, that's all. She's right, and it's best not to dwell on it.
Yeah.
Okay, but check the...
You meant father? Did she say anything to you?
She said a few things that were,
Her attitude towards you is even better than what we'd imagined. That's fantastic. You should believe her. She has her own way of doing things, and she'll do everything in her power to help those she considers close, which now might also include you.
Father is very capable, and also—
Oh, Paimon just
That does sound like something that father would say.
Hey!
Are you going to stay here for the next few days?
Looks like it, yeah.
Excellent. I will host a tea party.
For real? Then Paimon wants another serving of cake.
Another implies that you were already served some delicious cake while you were up there. Well, next time, you're going to have tea.
Traveler, Paimon, are you still doing all right? Did either of you get hurt? We're fine, but a few people suspect. Oh, of course. We must also think. How did Nervalet? I'm sure Nervalet has. I ran into the. If you're not too just let me know. I'd like to take the opportunity to spend some more time observing your facial muscles as well. Here.
You guys are back?
You guys didn't get caught and thrown back down here, right?
And here I thought you'd managed to escape from jail during all the commotion. I'd held you up as legendary jailbreakers, but now you're telling me you just never left?
We're sorry, but we...
All right. There's no need to get caught up in the details. We're just relieved to see you. He was super worried about you, you know.
Hey, it wasn't just me. Weren't you super worried as well?
I was also transferred to... Whenever he'd say that, I'd tell...
Hey, there's nothing wrong.
These two. They sure are a lot warmer and friendlier than when Paimon first met them.
Oh, well, if you say so. I'll be watching you to make sure you finish every last bite.
Couturier? Miss Sijwin told me you still haven't eaten.
Yeah, I was working on something, so I forgot.
That's no excuse for... Huh?
Lurvine, we're back!
Hello there. It's been quite the mess here recently. How have you been?
And you? Are you still taking the secret passageway from the infirmary to...
Yep. That is still top secret, though. So don't say a word to anyone.
It can be a bit annoying when
I mean, the infirmary
Oh, yeah? Then why are you...
You two really are just...
Not at all!
Do my eyes deceive me, or did I just see two inmates come back after making it to the surface? Some strange winds blowing of late.
We wanted to see how the fortress is doing. Is everything still all right?
We're fine, for the most part. Neuvillette came down and took care of the worst of it.
If that's the case, why don't you just ask him to stay here?
Oh, yeah, what a brilliant plan. Let's go convince the Eudex himself to exchange the Courts of Fontaine for a puddle of water in the middle of nowhere. He came here in a hurry and left without even stopping for a cup of tea. He did remember to take Miss Sijwin's gift with him, though.
He sure sounds super busy.
Miss Cloran has left as well. She also took her gift from Miss Sijwin.
Were the gifts milkshakes?
Neuvillette got the milkshake. Clorand received lipstick instead.
Those aren't even remote.
Well, it's Neuvillette's own fault for making Sijwin worried about his health by working so much. But besides that, our head nurse is still pretty fond of picking out beauty products for the ladies. Oh, and I have some gifts here for you as well.
Are these from Sijwin too?
Nope, they're from yours truly. You've already wrapped up your work at the fortress, so you can return to the surface at any time. You haven't yet served your full prison term, however, so you may continue to use your cell until your term is up.
For real? Then we could stay here for a really long time.
You may access the cafeteria for free. Just remember to come complete your paperwork once.
We're back in our cell again. Sure feel... Huh? How did you know? Hey, that's not true! It's like, there are so many bad things in the world. You're counting Paimon today? Then let's ask... just our thoughts making Paimon giddy. The last time we fell asleep, we should be safe now, right? Alright then, good night to you, Traveler.
Astra Abbott. Thank you for
Welcome to Mobstash.
Come on, serious suggestions, please. I'm not trying.
Well, if it's fact.
Yeah, I want to write my.
Yes, you came to.
Did one of them just mention Tatarasuna? But is it just Paimon or is it kinda unusual? Great! Let's go find out what this Tatarasuna.
All right, I get. If only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about him, this seems like the kind of thing he'd know about.
Oh, you're the.
Hey, what's with that face? Don't believe.
No, of course. This is my first time
So what? For the traveler, I hear you've helped many people a great deal and been to many places.
Actually, we.
My teacher chose this area of research as a personal challenge.
If you don't mind.
Hold on, Sawada. Don't you think that's a bit of...
Well, fair point.
Let me give you some background. This all started with the discovery of some record, but in the end, apart from the source...
That's right.
So first this strange...
Yes, my thought...
Stop shouting!
This part's important. It just so happened, even back then.
Wait, so there are two missing...
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of history to it.
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah, like...
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff. That makes something then seem...
The Kaidahara clan?
Sawada, you left out the biggest...
Oh, yes, of course.
Get to the point.
According to information acquired by...
Aha! Judging...
No! Paimon just...
I agree. It does. But considering that non-human races in Inazuma are by no means...
Oh, and please read my essay drafted... Sawada was encouraging me to follow his more creative approach, but I think essays... Oh! How about if I plug the holes in Sawada's narrative with...
Wait! You're allowed to just make stuff...
Akaba, look. Your teacher has researched... Besides, if there...
Good point. Okay, back to the...
We have some other stuff to do, so we'll have to say goodbye.
All right, thank you.
Hey, so that thing they were... Okay, then even if we... After all, we could... If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many essay topics as the... Ah! Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like... The Balladeer! No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see. Traveler, Paimon, there you... Nahida! Bad news. We just saw the Balladeer strolling around in public. Did he escape or...
Sure enough.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Surasthana? I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, it was my idea to set the Balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation. A deal? Huh. You sure you trust this guy?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think about. But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't flatter yourself. It was... Nahida said there's still some mysteries in you to...
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I...
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I ask you all to... But Paimon's worried about you, Nahida!
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've...
Don't you dare try to... As long as the terms are reasonable...
Well, I for...
Yes, one in which I gained the Balladeer's plus. Wait a second. I take no pleasure in saying this.
Sometimes it's you using them, so as long as you have some value to...
As we discussed...
I think these two have made their objective...
Yeah! Then let's put that... Today can be a trial.
All right. Then I'll...
Good. Go now, and keep in touch. Nahida, are you serious about this? Yes. I have my reasons for this decision, yes. Oh, yeah. It's possible that he was granted the amount of so I asked the balladeer to search and Exactly! I understand how things will go, and our minds have as Sumerers. If this deal with the balladeer, it's my pleasure. I was gonna in fact, even though of course I'll be there to help guide. Great. Prepare yourself. Wow. It looks pretty different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler. Guess that must be because Sumeru's at peace now.
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you...
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so smug!
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards. But right now, I'm on temporary release. So maybe you...
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. You must put aside your differences. I know there are many grievances between you, on both sides. But it is essential that you remain calm after it. Fine. Let's call it truce. But only until this mission's over.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? We are gonna be... Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. If there are no further objections, or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ugh, the snark on this guy!
We can start now.
Irminsul access granted. Is this a small set? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him. So this... Ooh... Paimon's never seen...
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Teyvat. Every bit of information flowing here, pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the opposite?
Lesser Lord Kus...
Can you still sense...
Yes.
Permission granted.
Let's go.
Hey, so... What are you smirking?
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here.
These sapling things have spread out.
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
It looks the same in every direction. No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a huge tree!
Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Good, you made it. Are you
Ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents. Establishing waypoint. The balladier's actually doing what Nahida tells him. Guess he must want to stay alive. The rest is up to you.
Will do.
Huh. For once, we're the ones with enough traveler. Yes, I've also invited Paimon to join. Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads? That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. Paimon's never tried this before. So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladeer's a bit of a walking contradiction? He's always talking back, but he seems to listen to what you said. As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me. Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some. Well done. Smart. So, you made contact. Huh. Everyone has a his. Speaking of puppets, if you mean the mystic. Really? Because. Oh? How interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot through guesswork alone. So the Gesse got it right? Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatara Suna was sabotaged.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm...
What makes you think we're talking to each other?
Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of... Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So, have you found anything yet?
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Wait! How did you know about that? Did Nahida tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation is something I can manage. Huh?
This light. It looks similar to those saplings.
Anonymous data.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement. You have to share it with us.
Shh. Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatara Suna.
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to...
Is that so?
Whoa!
I have been in Tatara Suna for some time now. You have shown me great under your leadership. As I understand, the forging industry skill.
Yes, well, you allowed even now.
You flap.
So you say, Escher.
My good sir.
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected. What have we gained from adopting you? And recently, none of the people who went out, but that doesn't faze you.
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be...
Mikoshi Nagama.
After all. Why, Mr. Ni...
Enough! I'm here because I'm in charge here.
Judging from the look in your...
Drop the act! We're past that now. I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you...
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment. A moment like this.
You...
You're a little... I thought I'd disguise myself. It's a law. And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity.
Oh, but you're quite wrong.
Whoever you're working...
It's no trouble. If you must know...
The Fatu...
Just to create...
That's it.
Look how even the righteous so... My device, it is easy. Make no mistake. What a beautiful way to see the world. Think of me. I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your Mr. Niwa? Jester, I'd like to...
Hey,
Dottore. Good.
was that the doctor? But when I touch the doc,
Maybe so.
does it? You know very well. Let's give him some space. We need to give him some time to process his emotions. I'm still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So nobody has ever. So now you have. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Of all the unwitting. After the event, the load was far. The mechanic removed the balladeer. He thought Niwa. Holy. Yes.
Dottore, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright? That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, it won't. I'll keep my end.
Hey, are you investigating the stuff we wanted?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything. Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset. Well, since Irminsul was a...
Huh? About what?
The reason why there are records about your sister in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria Plus, she only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens responded?
The Jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived... I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie to you. Did you get all that?
Yes. Astonishing news.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul.
Very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
Huh? What have you done?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, give me your hand. Can you hear my voice inside your head? No, I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, so tell me, in this world, is it possible? Done.
Huh? What the?
Nothing. I was just thanking him for helping me. So long. I suggest you get yourselves out of here quick.
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again. From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabukimono will cease to exist. Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Hey, Balladeer! Don't do anything stupid!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. And I enjoy nothing more. But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be...
Balladeer! Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Oh no. Oh, Nahida! Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer. What happened just now? It was the Balladeer's fault. He shut you out. I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little power left. Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or did he achieve something beyond his abilities, and it took everything— Where the heck did he go? Ugh, it's all our fault. Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me handle this from here. We're running out of time. Follow my lead and get out of